Hi everybody, Susan here from Allegheny Roots. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing some yarn shopping at the going out of business JoAnn fabric sales. Now, I will say that normally when I've done a JoAnn fabrics shopping video in the past, it's been online, but today we're going to be in store. So let's get to it. There it is. There's JoAnn's. It's looking a little busy for a Friday afternoon, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised that it's a little busy. It is around lunchtime, and yeah, I don't know. So there's the store-wide sale sign, store closing, and there aren't any signs outside saying how much the discount is at this point. Now this is March 14th, so the sales had not been going on for very long. I was a little bit surprised at the condition of the store. Things seemed in a bit of a disarray. So when I walked in, I found that the prices were 20 to 40% off. I did find a couple of sections that were a bit more than that, but it was like Christmas items and stuff in the floral section. I was looking for yarn. Obviously, I'm looking for yarn. I want yarn. And I'm not familiar with this store at all. I usually went to the store that was closest to where I work, because both JoAnn stores that were in close proximity to my house, it took me just about the same amount of time to get to either one. And so since I would most often go to the one in the town where I work because I'm there more often, and it was kind of more convenient for me to go to. So I was not at all familiar with the layout of this particular JoAnn store. So I was kind of looking all over the place. So you see I've passed through some craft area. Here's some candles. They had 25% off their candles. And I just was looking all over the place. That was more crafting area, kids crafts, and then we come into the floral section, which, you know, if I had something coming up like a wedding or something like that, this would be a really good time to do some shopping at JoAnn's. So I just want to mention again that this was March 14th. The sale, their going out of business sale, had not been going on very long. Here's the Christmas floral section I talked about with 85% off. That was the largest discount that I saw while I was going through the store. I didn't go through the entire store. I rounded the corner here and I found the sewing machines. Sewing machines were 10% off, and I don't know, that wasn't a huge enough discount for me to say, hey, I want to buy a sewing machine to give the sewing thing a whirl. I think my sister thinks I should, but anyway. So they had Brothers, they had JoAnn's. Oh, this one right here, this JoAnn sewing machine, it did not fare well in the Allegheny Roots countdown of favorite sewing machines. And then there were more sewing machines in another section. That's where all the Husqvarna ones were. Sorry about my finger there. So then I finally found the yarn. At least I thought I found the yarn, finally. There was a large selection of yarn here, but as I looked around, it kind of felt like this wasn't someplace I was supposed to be. It seemed more like a storage area, but there was so much yarn. So I thought, well, maybe this is the yarn section. Again, sorry about my finger. You know, I had not really been in this store before. And then I quickly realized when an employee rounded the corner and stopped abruptly that this is not where I was supposed to be. So she kindly helped me and led me to the real yarn section, where I was surprised to find that yarn was only 25% off, and the bins were mostly empty. So that surprised me a lot. There'd be sections where the bins were really full, like this section of bins, but most of the bins were already empty. And I guess what surprised me about the 25% off on yarn is that, 25% off is no different than their bi-weekly yarn sale that they would have. They always have yarn on sale every other week, 25% off. When they aren't having a yarn sale, the opposite week, Hobby Lobby is having a yarn sale for 25% off. So I finally found some yarn that I wanted. I went ahead and grabbed a couple skeins of Wool Ease yarn, and but there wasn't, there weren't a lot of colors to choose from here. They had a lot of bulky yarn, like the blanket yarn, and I have plenty of that. I don't work with that a lot, and I have, as I said, I have plenty of that right now. I was mostly interested in the 100% cotton yarn. So here's the Arumagami kits. I think they're so cute, but I am just not good at that. So I did not buy any of those little kits, but they did have them. And just, they're adorable. They are. And I applaud those of you who are really good at it, because I am not. I took a look at the little puff balls for the tops of hats, because when I crochet a hat, I will put a little puff ball on top. But they were a bit more expensive than what I can get them from, like a whole pack of them from Amazon. So I did not buy any little puff balls. So I made my way back down here. I really, really wanted some like Lily sugar and cream yarn. I wanted 100% cotton yarn, but take a look at that. Empty, like hardly any available. I did end up buying one of those large spools of cotton yarn, but for the most part, what I wanted was not there. It wasn't available. It was very empty. So I don't know what things are like at this point. In April, I did see another YouTube video where the discounts have gone up. I don't know if they've gone up on yarn or not. I also noticed here where, you would buy your hooks and stuff, that there are a ton of, well, in my opinion, and what I'm looking at, there are a ton of knitting needles available. But as I was talking to my niece, who has recently taken up knitting, I may not know what I'm talking about, because she was talking about different needle sizes and the length of the cord in between, and that there's all these different things. And so I was lost when she was talking about that. So it appeared as though they had a lot of knitting supplies. I could be wrong. So our knitters here will have to know for sure. I will say that their crochet hook selection was pretty well wiped out. There wasn't a lot to choose from with crochet hooks, but I just felt like there were a lot of knitting needles available. I've looked at one of these a couple of times, but I have just about every size. So here's some 30% off and 40% off of different fabrics. I just wanted to throw these in here so you could see what they had percentage off wise on different fabrics. I hope you guys enjoyed that video and doing some shopping with me. There were some things that surprised me in the store. One of those things was the going out of business prices. I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit more. Anyway, I was also surprised when the reserve or classroom yarn area seemed to have a lot more yarn in it than the actual yarn section. So that surprised me too. I can't believe I ended up in an employees only section, but it's me. Of course I ended up there because I'm a little socially awkward. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if there was anything that surprised you. And if you liked this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. You'll help us grow our subscribership, which is a goal that we are working towards. And also, like right now, as I'm in the throes of the school year, I'm only getting out about 1 video per month. I failed in January and February, so this is April's video. So thank you guys again so much for watching and for being here, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.